Hello, everyone. I'm in the mall today, and I'm eating some food, and I was thinking about what's happening out there in the workforce. The federal government laying off thousands, tens of thousands of people. The private sector's laying off, and I was talking to a couple people, and I was thinking like at the mall while I'm eating about our discussion, and I was thinking like, well, will there be a shift in the economy? Are people prepared for what's going on out here? And are they prepared like for losing their jobs? I don't see that the rent's going down. I don't see that the food prices are going down anytime soon. Are we prepared for what's really happening right before our eyes as of now? You know, a few years ago they was talking about the Great Reset, and everything's quiet now, and I think we're definitely in the Great Reset time, and the economy is reflecting that. But I look at people, and I'm looking around, and people acting like nothing's new. Like, I don't know if they're in a time zone or they ate the lotus flower and they're expecting the things to remain like it previously was. But I definitely see markers of change in the economy, in the workforce, in housing, in the food supply, logistics changes. And also with immigration and stuff going on, but it doesn't seem too much affecting people at the mass level that I thought it would be. I don't see a lot of people talking about it. You know, I was at the college campus today talking to some students, and they actually stated that I think partly is that people living in fear, because when I brought it up, people kind of mentioned it. The college students mentioned they thought about it, but they acted like they don't want to talk about it. They want to act like it doesn't exist. And I was like, you can't put your head in the sand like an ostrich. You know what I mean? You got to face reality, and you don't want to face it at the last minute. You got to prepare. And I don't think what I came to a conclusion is I don't think this generation know how to prepare. I don't think they realize, like, hey, this is life, you know? When I think about the last 25 years, from 2000 to now, this is a whole different generation of people. You know, they're 24, 25. They don't know how to, they don't understand hard times. They think America's all like these malls, you know, all beautiful, lit up, and exciting, welcoming, and, you know, they don't understand when all these malls didn't exist. There was only so many malls in every state. But now we got malls in every city, every town. There's some semblance of a mall with not even a population to hold that area. I've been in places where they have population with 20, 30,000 people, and they got a mall because it's close to another city, which is about an hour away. But I'm like, why do you have a mall here? There's not a populace to hold this. All these stores and the electricity alone to keep a mall running, that's a lot of money that come in. How are these stores going to pay it when I definitely don't see a lot of people attending the mall? You know, they have a food courts that's running all day till 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, no way. So I think there's a lot of things that was buffered and supported by the federal government and augmented by the state government, but relatively speaking, the money originally came from the federal government. And I think this administration that we're currently in, his administration is cutting left and right, and they're exposing a lot of things that wasn't the norm. We thought the norm, but really wasn't a norm, and now we're actually seeing that it wasn't the norm. It was a norm that was forced. It was a created norm. It wasn't an economic norm where the private sector was affording the norm. It was bolstered by people getting stimulus checks, welfare, Section 8 HUD, and the people had money to go to the malls and spend in the food courts. I just remember 6 months ago, not even that long ago, 5 months ago, right before the election, these malls was packed full of people. And I always thought to myself, how do all these people afford to spend $11 and $12 for meals? I remember in 23 when everything went up, like literally went up to like $3. I was like, man, wait a minute. You tell me a combo is now $11, $12 when it was just 7, 8. I'm like, this is crazy. What's going on? At least raise it up $1, but they just jumped from the cost of living factor. They didn't even look at the cost of living. They jumped from like $8 combos to $11 combos. I'm like, that's literally, if you think about the way the economics was flowing before, you would say that's like a 30 year hike in economic price point in the fast food industry. So I was like, that should not be rising that fast. But everything took a rise that you can see over the last 3 years. It's like there's no way possible. The cost of living, the paychecks are not that high. And to be honest, if you think about who really patron these fast food restaurants in the malls and the urban community cities are young people. As people get older, they realize that the food is not really healthy for you. So and then also people cook at home more often, and they go out once in a while, but that can't sustain a business model, So I'm wondering how you sustain yourself. And so when I start sitting back and observing who goes and get in line, and I think about the kids, the parents, the single mothers, but single mothers be cooking mostly at home. They let them out on the weekend, but I don't see too many single mothers saying, you and your sister go spend $40 in the mall on food. Think about it, a fast food meal, and you get a cookie or something. You're already at $15 and then with the tax. So then you put that together with 2 kids. That's $35. $35. So you're looking at 40, right? And it's like just on a one afternoon meal. Parents ain't got that money to be throwing. They got to pay house notes and stuff, and rent and gas, utilities, food for the house itself, supplies, toilet tissue, soap and dishwashing powder, and all kind of items that you need just to run a standard dwelling, a living dwelling for a family of 3 or a family of 1, a single person, bachelor. So I don't know what's going on, but now I'm starting to slowly, guys, see the effects of the economy. I'm starting to see people homeless. You know what I mean? Young people come to the mall asking people for meals. I'm starting to see people look for other jobs like they used to do in my era, where you had one job. You couldn't afford just to have one job. You had to have 2. You had to have a full-time job and a part-time. And if you're able to do, a young person, you're able to do almost 2 full-time jobs, you would do it. Now you need that just exist. Rent is $2,000 a month for a decent 1-bedroom. So imagine if you're trying to be in a relationship, or don't say have one child, and you don't have a degree, you don't have a trade, you don't have nothing to sustain yourself. It's not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good look. And I don't think young people, their mind don't develop to 24, 25. That frontal lobe, frontal cortex doesn't develop. And so they're not making critical decisions and thinking about the future. And it's sad, and I'm starting to see, I did a survey on people that's having children young, under 20, and I was surprised. I asked them, how do they feel about having a child at an early age? And I always hear it was exciting at first. Most times I would say it was exciting, but now I've been having my child, I realized I'm a parent for the rest of my life. I'm no longer, I can no longer have the fun as my friends that's compared, and eventually my friends, some stop hanging out with me because I have different responsibilities and it's more serious. And so they want to be around them because they can't joke and be free like they are, and they feel restrained by their friend's child. So I was like, I can see that too. Seeing young people 16, 17, 18, 19 don't want to be, I gotta go, hey, can you watch my child for an hour? I'm gonna go talk to what's his name. They don't want to do that. They want to go hang out. They don't have that responsibility. So there's a lot of young people that lose friendship once they have children. I never thought about it that way, but listen to the young people talk up, and it really hurts their feelings, their emotions, and it causes them to go through different changes. And I said, yeah, you got to count the cost. But they're happy. They're happy. They say they're happy with their children. I don't know so well if they're happy. I think that's just a saying, and it sounds better than saying you're not happy. You know, so it's a lot of things that are going on out here in the economy, and I'm just watching it, observing people, and I'm saying they're slowly waking up, but there's going to be a lot of on the horizon. There's going to be a lot of turning, quick turn. You know, this great reset is really starting to set in, and it's not going to be going backwards. It's forward, and you just got to deal with it. And I don't think private sectors, people all talk all that stuff about landlords should drop their rents. Landlords not dropping their rents. Landlords are they're going to have to take a federal level, a state government come together and force the private sector to lower the rents. You know, they're going to have new guidelines. But these landlords are not going to lower their rent because they got to pay for these properties. That's humongous. So it's going to be a change. It's going to be a change coming on the horizon, and I think people got to get prepared for the Great Reset. For the Great Reset, and it's going to be obligatory. You're not going to have a choice, and I'm already seeing, and people are slowly waking up to it. As I reiterate that they got to really focus on what's going on, and they got to do it at a young age. You know, there's no longer you can stay around and just have fun. You can't. Young people want to be staying at their parents' house, and they got to be paying their rent. You know what I mean? Because if a parent got a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, they're paying. If they're renting, they're paying at least 3-bedroom. They're paying at least 20 some, almost $3,000 a month just for rent, just to live in an apartment. So they're not gonna let you stay up in the house without paying something. Oh, I'm your daughter. I'm your son. Hey, that's over at 18. If you're not going to college, if you're not moving forward in the right direction, then you got to pay like everybody else. You're a young adult, and I need to support. I'm gonna support you with a room that you don't have to go out and fill out an application and have credit because you don't have credit. You ain't got to establish all this. You already got the room. Well, this is my room all my life. No. That room comes with responsibilities. Because overall, I'm responsible for all of this, and I'm not going to let you lay up in here and not do nothing. So you got to be held accountable for your actions, and I don't think young people are used to that, and it's going to be a forced situation. Young people are mature to understand the obligation they have to face with their parents, but some are not, and it's going to be a rude awakening because a parent can't be housing you for free anymore. Not that they would love to do that if they could, but the reality is they're paying a hefty price. Because if they could, they'll downsize to a 2-bedroom, them and their husband, you know what I mean, and have a 2-bedroom. But they keep that open for their children, and if they ever have to come back to the home and regroup, then it's there. But you got to support the family nucleus, the nucleus family, and a lot of young people are not used to it. Okay, yeah, I know it's free when you was here in high school, but now is the rooms, and it's not 1,000, it's 800. It's 800. Yeah, I need the 800 on the 1st of every month. I give you to the 5th, but I need that 800. Like pronto yesterday. And they're like, well, I gotta go. No, I watched you for 30 days. Go out, hang out with your friends, work your job. I see you coming with food. You went shopping, and now that paycheck coming in on the 28th, I needs that. Well, I'm only getting $900. Welcome to the world of adulthood. I need that. You got it. You're getting $100. That's what you're getting. Because that 800 is coming my way, or your clothes will be outside in the garage or outside at the front door, and I will help you kindly, and I'll call a taxi for you. But you will not be staying in this home for free. And I think that's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of young Americans, but it's a reality. And so I'm just reaching out. I hope everybody get ready, because we are definitely in the Great Reset. And I can see it plain as day. But just look around. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. See you in the next clip. Have a wonderful day.